Hi guys, last class we have seen about pressure safety valve and what are the formulas used as per APA and what is its purpose. So I'm going to do simply a small calculation how we are going to find out about the pressure safety valve's orifice size and area required, how to calculate the vapor load. So for that, how do you design the PSV? So in that case, I'm just taking a simple scenario and just work out the calculation. Okay, let's take the data. So we are going to take a vessel, horizontal vessel, which is having the boat. So I have given the dimensions already. The boat is having about 1 meter dia and 1.5 meter height. And this is a vessel having 3.5 meter of total dia and horizontal of 20 meter length. And that is from the elevation of the ground at above 5 meters. So this is the data, and one of the considerations that will be given by the client. So that will be RV set pressure is about 80 bar G. This is the RV set pressure. Subsequent we have to give for PSV when it is having rupture disk or something like that, or returning back. So that set part is given 80 bar G. And over pressure, what will the maximum over pressure that can be handled is 25%. So this is the thing. And what are the conditions? The back pressure will be always constant at about 3.5 bar G. So if you, in some cases, you have PSV's back pressure also, that also you should handle. So that is given as 3.5 bar G. And the next one is what type of it will be. It will be like whether it is having rupture disk or not. In this case, we are using the rupture disk, so that is also mentioned, because based on this only we have to calculate the KD constants, KD, KB, KC. If it is having capacity correction factor KD, that will be decided based on the rupture disk availability or not only. And the next thing is conventional report. This is given because to find out KC value, capacity correction factor, combination correction factor. So these are all the requirements, we got it. So now we will go to the problem. Before that, just refer the formulas. I'll directly go into this one. I'll write down the formulas also. Initially we have to find out K1. K1 is nothing but effective liquid level. All the units we are going in meters only. Level in the vessel, right? So here K1 is equal to H plus F, which is elevation from the boat, and that is, and from what is the liquid level, that is also should be taken. Here we have considered the tank liquid level is about 3.5 meter, and the total dia of the tank will be about 4.3 meter. Sorry, mentioned wrong. So this is 4.3 meter dia of tank, and the liquid level will be about 3.5 meter. Right? So just correct it. So based on this we have what is the case we are having boat here. So we are going the formula like H is equal to H without boat minus H with boat plus D boat by 2. I already explained the formula in the last class itself. So we are blindly, we can go into the formula. So in case, what if the case we don't have the boat, so you can take the head directly. Whatever the head, you can take the value 5 meters directly. So you are having the boat, so you have to correct this boat dimensions also. So we are going to use this formula. So I just calculated it already. That will be like 5 minus 1.5 plus 1 meter divided by 2. So H and D by 2, same formula. We are getting 3 meters, right? So we know the H. Just simply write it here. H is equal to 3 meters. That is with boat, right? And we have to find out now K1. So just add what is the liquid level. So we are adding it. We get it like around 6.5 meters. So K1 is equal to H plus F, which is equal to 3 plus F, we got 3.5 meter, which is equal to 6.5 meters. So we got K1 value. Just write it down. Right. So next thing we have to find out is effective initial liquid level. So before that we have to find out effective of K1. Effective, I already explained the rule of this one. If it is exceeding the 25 feet or 7.62 meter, then that will not be the value. 7.62 will be the value. If it is not exceeding the current K1 value is less than 7.62 meter, then K1 effective will be equal to whatever the K1 value that is coming. This is equal to 6.5 meter, right? If it is not if it is exceeding the value, then the value will be 7.62, right? So you can proceed. The next thing. So we found out the K1 value. Now we have to find out E1. This effective initial liquid level. Liquid level in vessel. Okay. For that, this E1 is equal to K1 effective minus H with boat. So if you don't have boat, you can directly take the H value. So if you go like that, E1 is equal to K1 effective, we found out like 6.5 meter. This one minus H with boat, we found out already 3 meter, which is equal to 3.5 meter. So now we got E1 also 3.5 meter. So if it is greater than 0, then the effective will be whatever the value that is coming. If it is less than 0, as per the rule, APA rule, if it is greater than 0, then E1 effective will be E1. If it is less than 0, then E1 effective will be 0, right? So we are going as per this condition, the E1 effective will be 3.5 meters. So it is exceeding 0 value, so we are getting 3.5 meter as it is. So write it down. The next one we have to find out is effective liquid level angle. So the liquid level angle, whatever the angle that is coming, that we have to find out. We have the formula, which is equal to beta is equal to cos inverse 1 minus 2 E1 effective divided by D, whatever the tank dia. So based on this formula, cos inverse, you apply this E1 effective, which is equal to 3.5 meter divided by the dia is, I told you, 4.3 meters. So by applying this one, we got the angle of about approximately 128.89 degree. So approximately you can take 189 degree, right? This is the effective liquid level angle. So this is the angle, the beta angle. So you got this one. So now we are going to find out the area AWS. To find out this only, we are finding all these constants. So take the formula, which is equal to pi d. So AWS is equal to pi d and E1 effective plus L minus D into beta divided by 180 plus pi D boot square plus H boot divided by 2 plus 1. This multiply the area of the boot, and this is multiplied with 1 plus percentage of piping divided by 100. Okay, so this is the formula for applying if it is having the boat, the vessel is having the, if it is not having the boat, then you can directly go this formula. You can remove this only diameter of the boat and H boat formula, and we can blindly take this only, this case on these two. If it is not having the boat, the vessel is not having the boat. So now we apply the form values whatever that is getting. Now you know pi value 3.14 and dia of the boat, that is about 4.6 meters, and E1 effective you got 3.5 meter, and plus L, you know the length 20 meters, minus dia 4.3 by 180 is multiplied with the repeat level angle. We found out 129, and now plus what is pi value, and the dia of the boat will be 1 meter square, and H boat is 1.5 divided by 2 plus 1, and the next thing is percentage of flipping. This is multiplied with this one, so 1 plus percentage is 25 divided by 100. So the overall value I calculated already. So now you will get like AWS will be, area of the wetted surface will be around 206.0507 meter square. So you know the value in meter square, but as per the formula we need it in feet. So when you convert this one into feet, that this should be multiplied with a constant, is 10.7639. So the value will be feet square. So you will get it like around 2218 feet square. So this is the feet square we got. Now we can calculate the vapor load and as well the orifice size also, right? So we just write it here. AWS is equal to 2218 feet square. Okay. And we know that length, everything we know.